Okay, so the sound check is over, and I think I've got everything rolling solid here. And yeah, just thank you all for tuning in and giving me a shot to express myself here in a podcast type form. I have a cup of organic black tea, and that's something that I like to drink sometimes in the afternoons. It is approximately 5:27 in the PM on a cloudy Thursday afternoon. And as y'all know, when it's cloudy, it's a good time to do a podcast because you can't get outside and do anything, or you can't get out there without getting wet. So, a little bit about what I wanted to touch on was just maybe having positive positive reinforcement in your life, and a source that I have found very reliable when it comes to that, as far as teaching different life lessons and things of that nature, is a gentleman named Jocko Willink. He is a former Navy SEAL who has a podcast of his own, and has actually has multiple podcasts, and has written some books. One which I read last week about leadership and things of that nature. And he was speaking this week about the concept of detachment. And detachment, whenever a situation is heightened, whether it be, in combat or just in everyday life. As we all know, especially now, everybody, or at least it seems like everybody, is a little keyed up. No pun intended there. Here, I'll take a sip of this hot black tea. But everybody's a little keyed up on the internet, sharing all their opinions. Some of them positive, a lot of them negative, and I feel like whenever you take in quite a bit of negativity, it can bleed into the real world, your real day-to-day interactions with people. And I do my best to not let that happen, because that's just not a way I want to live my life. It's not the way that I want to be perceived as a negative person who spreads negativity. So it's very, very important to understand the concept of detachment and the very, very just the importance of being able to detach from the digital space, whether it be reading books. I've actually been going back to the gym this week, trying to get myself back on track on that, because I've fallen off. And that kind of thing is something else that's been on my heart a little bit. And it's just a couple of words: responsibility and discipline, that I've been focusing on a little harder than maybe I have in recent memory. And detachment is something that you have to do when you're assessing any situation you're in where things are getting a little sticky and or difficult. Because sometimes when you react emotionally to someone who is coming at you with negativity or hate, then you just fire back immediately, and nothing can be accomplished from that. Or you can't react the way that you feel like you should for the long term. In the short term, you might think that it feels good to fire back at somebody whenever they're being harsh with you or whatever, or just in an emotional state that creates a chaotic situation. And that's why I'm saying he does a better job of articulating what I'm getting at here, though. But the importance of detachment in situations where things are getting a little crazy is very, very important. And I think that, I guess it's part of getting older. I realize now that I want people for the long term to respect me as a human being, and I can't expect them to respect me if I am an irrational person who does not understand the importance of detaching myself and my emotions from any given interaction that I have with people that may not be ideal. Um, so that's something that I've been working on a little bit, and I just wanted to share it and see if anybody else thinks of these sort of things, or am I an outlier as far as this type of self analysis goes. I think it's okay to truly, maybe even overthink how you interact with people. I think that it's okay. I think that it's something that could help us all, just as a society, to actually take steps back and think, truly think, before we speak, before we post. I just think that it's something that is not, it's not addressed nearly as much as it should be. We live in a time where everybody wants to be seen and heard. Sip of tea right quick. Everybody wants to be seen and heard, and everybody is given a platform to share their opinions, and I do think that people's opinions are very important, but I also think that with so many opinions flying around, it's getting to the point that a lot of people, including myself, at times can become numb to all the noise, and if you overly focus on it, then it can affect you negatively, which is what I'm saying. It's so important to be able to detach from all that. But it is June the 2nd. Like I said, it's a rainy afternoon, and I just hadn't podcast in a long time or made any kind of short recording like this, and I just felt like talking, so I figured I would click the old record button and do that. I'm sitting here drinking organic black tea, and I give you a little life hack before I leave you. As you go into stores, if you're a new tea drinker, a hot tea drinker, which I have become over the last few years, you go into stores and you'll see all these fancy tea packets. And they're usually about $5 a box, and you can get anywhere from 12 to 18 quote-unquote boutique tea bags in there. And they'll have special little names for them and all that stuff to be fancy, trying to be fancy. But there ain't no need to be fancy, really. If you need organic black tea, you can go to Sprouts Market, which I'm pretty sure they're sprinkled throughout the country, and you can get 100 of those organic black tea bags for a very, very good price. Way, way, way less than those fancy named, fancy named and highly marketed other tea bags that are out there. So just something to think about. I know times is hard. Gas is ridiculous and everything's high right now. So we got to all try to help each other as much as we can, whether it be financially or spiritually or just being friendly with as many people as you possibly can. And sometimes when everybody is keyed up, the best thing to do is detach. Take a good deep breath or a few moments if you need to before you respond. It's okay to stare at somebody like you're dead behind the eyes if you need to. Just to get your bearings about you and not respond in a negative emotional way if you are in a confrontation or something. So yeah, that was my thoughts on detachment, and that's all I have for today. June the 2nd, 2022. Half the year, man, is already gone. So make sure you make every day count that you can, and keep doing your thing out there. I'm still working on some music here. I actually am going a little deeper into the recording process, so my music channel may be a little delayed as far as getting stuff released out there, but when it is released, hopefully it will be up to the standard that I'm trying to keep up over there. So this has been old JP, and appreciate y'all stopping by the channel, and take it easy. Talk to you soon. I tell to you, I tell to you, I tell to you, I tell to you. There we go, play it now.
This was Josh Porter. How many doors are in this juke joint?